guys, this is Vincent with Petrolhead Studios, and today we are in the mountains of Southern California driving this 2020 Porsche Boxster S. This car is a bit unloved from the Porsche community, mainly because of the inline four-cylinder behind me. And when this car was new, it MSRP'd for about $70,000. Now, as they've accumulated miles, these cars have become quite a bit of a bargain now. This one is sitting at about 80,000 miles. Low mileage ones are in the $50,000 range, but for about $40,000 and change, this is a very good driving experience. The car's lightweight, sitting at about 3,100 pounds. This four-cylinder outputs about 350 horsepower and about the same in torque. Which is plenty of power for normal roads. I'm a big advocate for slow car fast, and this is not a slow car. 0 to 60 is at about 3.7 seconds, which 10, 15 years ago, this would be boxing with supercars. And when optioned correctly with that variable sport exhaust, really doesn't sound that bad. But most importantly, you get the open air above you, allowing you to hear that sound echo off these canyon walls. Now, obviously, if it was a flat six, it'd be mildly more enjoyable, and sure, I would love to have a, 3 pedals and a manual here. But the 7-speed PDK does the job well, and it fits the character of this car really well, and doesn't really detract from the fun of it. And you can carry a ton of speed into these corners. The car is so light, so neutral. Now recently, I just got in a pretty good hill climb crash with my E36. Now, that car didn't have ABS, and I'm greatly enjoying ABS right now. But I was worried that I would have some jitters coming up here, and initially I did. And it is so nice to be back behind the wheel in a performance car right now. Because I have that race car and because I sold my Audi, I don't have really a sports car to just go get out and drive with, which sucks. So this is a very welcomed moment right now for me in general. And it's allowing me to get comfortable again behind the wheel as kind of like a therapy. Overall, it was fine. I had no injuries or anything like that, but just more of an ego punch than anything. So I'm hoping that, I think at a nice day here will definitely help get my confidence back and just kind of relax and get rid of those jitters that I might have had after putting that car into the ditch. Now, I rented this car off of Turo, and what's really surprising is how this car has held up over 80,000 miles. You would imagine the life of a Turo car would not be very forgiving. Lots of different hands on it. It might not be car people that are particularly driving this car. It could be people that really don't know how to drive it, are really rough on it, stuff like that. And this car has held up remarkably well. Yes, some of the touch points are, shiny, and there's some scratches here and there. There's a rip in one of these seats. But what has really shocked me is how solid this car still feels. There is not a creak in the suspension. The car feels tight. The steering is remarkably precise. there's nothing here that says like these miles, these high miles are going to take away from this particular experience as I drive up and down this mountain road. Now I have the car in sport, which means the suspension is in its normal mode and the engine and trans are in their more aggressive mode, which is, for a bumpy road like this, is how I would drive this car. I'm maintaining a good contact patch and it's relatively comfortable. This car is very supple. For the 19 or 20 inch rims that are on this car, the ride quality is really good. And now, if I owned it, I would try to fit an 18 on it. I don't know if those front brakes would do it, but if I could get a little more sidewall, that would be nice, just for like expansion joints and stuff like that and day-to-day driving. But what's really cool about this car is its usability in day-to-day. Obviously, because we have the automatic, traffic isn't a big deal. If you don't want the car to be stiff, you can put the suspension in normal mode. And this becomes a pretty competent daily if you want it to be. Now, it's still a Porsche. The materials are high quality. The driving position is perfect. I got in this car and immediately I was comfortable. I just got in it, everything was intuitive, it just made sense. It's simple. It's not trying to do too much. You don't have a whole wall of screens. You have analog gauges, Apple CarPlay, 10-way adjustable seats. This is a very comfortable car. And those crackles and bangs aren't too bad either. That sounds pretty good, even for a 4-cylinder. Is coping with this elevation change just fine. Good thing about a turbo is that as you gain an elevation in some of these mountains, you're not going to have significant power loss as the air gets thinner, which with naturally aspirated cars, you will. A lot of problem that cars have of this era is a lot of them went to forced induction. And you lose kind of that beautiful high revving sound that a lot of sports cars should have. It's particularly common, especially in these lower price points. Now, kind of like my B8.5 Audi S4, which I ultimately sold, I feel like over time, if you were living with this, you might be wanting for something more in terms of sound. Like you might want a flat 6, or you might want a naturally aspirated V8, which for this amount of money, it gives you a lot of options in the used market. Obviously, with a new car, good luck finding something this capable at, you know, mid to high 30s. Maybe a Honda Civic Type R, the Elantra N, which I drove, but those are economy sedans. They do not provide an open top driving experience. They're 4 doors. Granted, they're a lot more practical, but they're not sports cars. Mid to high 30s get you a lot of car in the used market. You could get a very clean E92 M3, which would sound absolutely incredible on these roads. You can get a really clean E46. You can get the cleanest E36 M3 that there is probably in the market right now. You could get some older Caymans. You could get a Boxster with a flat 6. That's probably pretty nice. But you won't have Apple CarPlay. You probably won't have the nice amenities that this car has. A direct comparison that I would have on this particular road that I had a few months ago was that Elantra N, which was a very fun car for the money. This provides a much better driving experience. This is a lot more comfortable. It could be had for about the same amount of money. Obviously, the Elantra N would be new, this would be used. So if you want something new with the warranty, that's obviously probably a better option for you, and you want something that's practical. But that car is front-wheel drive. You have a mid-engine, rear-wheel drive driving experience, which, the way the driving gods intended, completely different car segments, but for around the same price, I don't know what the maintenance cost of this car would be like. I would imagine they'd be high, but this is a better driving experience. I would take this car for the day over that car, 100%. Man, look at that. This is just the right amount of power. You do not need anything more than this on a public road. If you're gonna take it to the track, that'd be one thing, but it's still plenty fast. For the road, this is all the power you need. If you do any more than this, you are going to jail. One thing that's really impressive about this car is how much it cocoons you still from the road. With the windows up, with this back panel, I have no buffeting whatsoever. A lot of modern cars, if you open up the windows, your ears get pummeled. Here, this is very, very pleasant. I am thoroughly enjoying this. With that, you get heated and cooled seats, dual zone climate control, keeping you warm if you wanted to do this in the fall or a colder climate. Obviously, it's 65 degrees today, but this morning, it was about 40, but I still wanted to have the top down, and I was perfectly okay. Because it's a Porsche, when you just want it to be a normal car, this car quiets right down. All the burbles, all the craziness from the exhaust, that quiets down, the suspension softens right up. And this is just a normal car. Does the normal car thing quite well. Now, why should you listen to me? Well, while I haven't driven every car under the sun and I don't have that much experience with new cars out today, I do have a pretty good idea of what I like based on the cars that I've raced, driven at the track, and driven in sporty settings. I think at $70,000, $80,000 new, I think that's where the big hiccup was for this car. You could get so much other car for that amount of money. But as this car is depreciated now, I think this car presents a very interesting conversation. Now, what do you think? Would you spend $30,000 to $40,000 on a high mileage 4-cylinder Boxster? I don't know, leave a comment below. Man, what a day. Now I'm gonna try to enjoy the short time I have with this car. Thanks for watching and enjoy the ride.